Yo ho ho, Dom Mafia. Welcome to yet another edition of the Dom Mafia Report. And you know what? That's right, I am back in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And this is also the beginning of a video every single day for an entire year. Now, a lot of you are probably just like, Dan, holy hell, why are you going to be doing this to yourself? Do me a favor and stick around to the end of this video so we can go on ahead and we can have that conversation. I think that you guys might appreciate where I'm coming from. But despite that, with today's title of the video, pretty self-explanatory if I do say so myself, yes, I do believe that the Buffalo Bills still have an issue with the running back room. Now, I'm not saying that it's Devin Singletary's fault, Zach Moss's fault, or maybe even Matt Breida once he finally takes a snap for this team. But there's some things that I do sort of want to talk about and really try and dissect and understand where the hell our run game went in 2020 and whether or not that we're going to see a return of it in 2021. Before I dive into that, I do want to remind everybody that yes, I am giving away either a PS5 or an Xbox Series X on July 2nd. I'm going to be announcing the winner on my 30th birthday. Me on July 2nd. So the way to enter, super simple. What you do is you have to be a subscriber to this YouTube channel and you need to screenshot proof of it and send it over to me via Instagram at RealDanMitchell and you will be entered. And one of you lucky bastards is going to be going home with a new gen console. Okay, so stop pussyfooting around and get to it. So yeah, Dom Mafia. Now, it's funny because I look back pre-draft, right? And I ended up getting in quite a bit of Twitter spats or even some people in the comments when I said that I thought that it was imperative that we end up trying getting a running back in the first round. Now, just to step back a bit, I did want to say that the second that Najee Harris and Travis Etienne came off of the board, I was completely fine with the Russo pick. I thought that that was the best player available with a need that the Buffalo Bills were in desperate need of as well, and that just so happened to be the pass rush. But it wasn't necessarily that we didn't pick one of those two running backs, but I mean, we didn't pick a single running back the entire draft. And I would say next to defensive end was our largest need moving forward. Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't want to reach on a guy on the 30th pick. I didn't want to reach on a guy on the second. But really, it comes down to a couple of different things. And it's this debate that has been centralized around the fact of, okay, is this an offensive line issue or is this a running back issue? Now, the popular argument is, oh, Dan, it was totally the offensive line. And so that's why our run game was so trash in 2020. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and speak my piece on this because I wholeheartedly disagree. And the reason that I disagree is this. In 2019, Devin Singletary's first year, Frank Gore, once he was on this team, we had like a top 5, top 10 run game. And our offensive line, on paper, was less talented than the offensive line that we had in 2020. Now, granted, did we make leaps and bounds and strides with new additions to our offensive line? Not at all. In 2020, I would say that it was marginally better, particularly within pass protection, but in general, we essentially had the exact same personnel, right? So when it came down to it, you can't tell me that if you take the exact same, a carbon copy of the offensive line that we had in 2019, bring them over to 2020 with adding some even better additions right into our offensive line, and watch our run game completely spiral down the drain. I mean, you can't look me in the eye and say that it is an offensive line issue when we essentially had a better offensive line in 2020 than we did in 2019, and our running backs absolutely took a giant shit. 9 times out of 10, right within the first 4 to 5 games of 2020, the rest of the league was put on notice that the Buffalo Bills are a pass-first offense. That's what we do. That's how we attack these defenses. So with any type of reasonable defensive coordinator, you would assume that a lot of the defensive packages that they would put out there just so happen to be with a priority of defending the pass, ideally opening up the run game, right? So It's very hard for me to say that this was an offensive line issue, and hence why I have been beating the table that we needed to go out there and explore some other options with our run game. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm very excited to see what Matt Breida can do. I mean, in my opinion, I think he is the fastest running back in the entire league. As long as he can stay healthy, I think that he's going to be a tremendous addition to our running back room. I've been reading articles on Devin Singletary's coach saying that the amount of improvements that he's been making over the offseason has been unprecedented. He's about to be a different guy going into it. And for all we know, maybe he just had his sophomore slump and he's coming back. Same with Zach Moss, who actually ended up playing very, very, very well toward the end of the season. But really, at the end of the day, I think that while I don't believe that we need to go out and make a move now, frankly, I think it is too late. I still foresee the run game being an issue, right? Especially since, in my opinion, the Kansas City Chiefs put out an absolute blueprint on how to stop the Buffalo Bills and their pass attack. Especially once you consider that the Chiefs secondary was like middle of the pack the entire season, and they did to us what a lot of top 5, top 10 secondaries couldn't do to us all year. So a run game is absolutely imperative in my opinion, and I think that we really need to double down and really address this and cross our fingers that it can improve. Because as much as I love our pass first offense, I think that we're going to be going up against some pretty talented secondaries in 2021, and we at least need to go back to, I would say, 3/4 of the production that we had in 2019. Regardless, I really want to hear your guys' thoughts on this, so do me a favor, leave a comment. What do you think the issue was? Do you think that we were just playing better defenses last year? Do you think that it was an offensive line issue? Was it a running back issue? Really want to hear your thoughts. Let's go ahead and get a conversation going down in the comments. And guys, once again, rookie minicamp's coming up. It's about to be dope. Some news is about to be nice. So yeah, Dumb Mafia, that is the end of the Bills news. I just wanted to talk to you guys for a little bit, right? And I mean, granted, say that you don't want to watch this, I totally understand. You're here for Bills news and you don't want to hear anything about my own personal aspirations, etc. As most of you know, I was on vacation in Key West and Miami for about 14 days. I wouldn't recommend going on vacation for that long. You will definitely start to get homesick. It was great for me because I had a lot of time to relax, sit down on my computer by the pool, sit on my balcony and really reflect and start asking myself what do I love more than anything in the entire world? What do I love doing? How do I do all of this? And it dawned on me that I'm the kind of guy where I wake up and I always tell people, I'm I want to do YouTube full time. I want to make content full time. And I haven't been taking advantage of the asset of the passion that I have, right? I mean, definitely during the season, I'll go hard. I'll put 4 to 5 videos out a day and I'll go on ahead and I'll be as active with my audience as possible. But I realize big goals require big sacrifices, right? And if I ever want to make this my full-time thing, then what I'm gonna have to do is I gotta stop bullshitting. I need to completely set aside all the distractions that are in my life and just double down. Hence why I am legitimately going to be dropping a video every single day for an entire year. Now, granted, some of these might be live streams. So, say for example that there's no news going on, which typically happens around June or July, right before training camp. I'll probably do a lot of live streams or I'll even do some Madden videos. But at the end of the day, I think that this is a great opportunity for me. And I think that I'm going to go on ahead and I'm just going absolutely all in. And you guys are going to benefit as well because we're going to be talking a lot of Buffalo Bills and NFL. Dumb Mafia, when I look at my audience, I'm spoiled. I really, really am, guys. You guys have been here. A lot of you have been here from the very beginning when I was less than 1,000 subscribers. And I went on ahead and I was just putting out video after video after video. Y'all were here since the beginning of 2019. And I have seen nothing but positivity from all of you. And that's even including some of the people that watch my videos from other fan bases. It's insane the amount of support that I have. And once I saw that type of reaction that I was able to create, I'm doing you guys a disservice from not putting out as much possible content as possible. So, Dumb Mafia, to put a long story short, let me go ahead and get off my soapbox here. I love what I do here. And if I ever want to make this my full-time thing, I gotta double down, baby. okay? Da Mafia, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the Da Mafia Report. We will certainly see you tomorrow. And before I let you go, always remember, let's go Buffalo.